You have one of the craziest entrepreneurial stories that I've ever heard. Maybe this one will keep me speechless too. Who knows? Even though I've heard it before. But you've been homeless before. You've lived in the office before. You've gotten through it, and you were able to not be homeless anymore, among other things. Like, can you walk me through that whole process? I know it wasn't necessarily recently, but owning a business and being homeless, I don't think that's something that anyone ever wants to have happen. For you to push through it and to not let that get to you, I think is a huge showing of grit. And so walk me through how that whole process went down.
Sure, absolutely. So, I found myself, working in the pest control industry, very new. At that time, I don't think we were in business 6 months, 9 months, something to that effect. And at the same time, I was in a very tumultuous marriage, and it was, going downhill with gasoline and fire on it. And it was a situation where I had to leave the house. I had to leave that toxic environment. And I didn't have a lot of finances. I wasn't in a position to get my own apartment. My office at that time was a 6x9 office, so probably about the size of a cell. And it had a desk, a chair, and 2 file cabinets. And I said, hey, listen, this is a dream. This is something that I want. My why was too big. So I didn't want to give up at that point in time. And I dug in, and we just, worked very long hours. So it was getting up at 5:30 in the morning to go down the hall and take a bird bath, if you will, shower and shave, and kind of get back in my office dressed before the rest of the tenants in that building came in. And for over a year, none of the tenants knew that I was actually living there. They just thought that, hey, this is a very dedicated person because he's in the office every day at 6:30. He's the first one here, and he's always the last one to leave. This guy works 24/7. But unbeknownst to them, I was actually living in that space. And within a year, we developed enough business where I was fortunate enough to be able to move out of that office and get my own place.
Wow, another fascinating story. So what's the biggest thing that you learned from that? I mean, was it just that to maintain that grit and tenacity to keep on pushing forward?
Absolutely. Any challenging situation you find yourself in, there has to be a winner and loser. So had I given up, then, my ex would have won. She would have gotten to me. She would have convinced me that I couldn't do it. And I would be working a 9 to 5 and wouldn't be in the position that I'm in today. But my why, the reasons why I was doing it was larger than the troubles I was actually in. And I just had to focus on the why every day. And I knew that I couldn't give up on my why. And as long as that why was important to me, then I would have to push forward each and every day to make it happen.